Here at WBT, we're all really excited because this Friday, October 30th, the Charlotte Symphony is going to be performing an original composition. It's called the Music Box Waltz by our very own Al Gardner. Now you can learn all about the Symphony's wonderful show that's coming on Friday. Bernadette Peters is involved at WBT.com. But I wanted to kind of drag out of Al a little bit more about the Music Box Waltz and how he came to write it and how it came to be performed by the Symphony. First of all, Al, congratulations, this is fabulous.
Stacey, I really appreciate you doing this. Thank you so much. It's just so fun. It's still the pinch me mode to me. I can't believe it.
Well, you know, obviously we've been talking about this for weeks, if not months, about how this is happening. And a lot of people have asked me, well, how did it come together? We know you've been writing music for a long time, but nothing really symphonic. Tell us how it happened.
Yeah, I've been in bands my whole life. A lot of them are charity bands more recently, and I always had a hobby of songwriting. But everything I wrote kind of came out kind of 70s cheesy, you know, and my kids would bust my chops about it, and rightfully so. And then my wife and I went to see Beethoven's Seventh, and it was the Charlotte Symphony, and it was life-changing. To hear this world-class orchestra be able to start with those beautiful slow notes that it starts off with in that minor key, I was blown away. And then, you know, some of the more energetic parts of it came along, and I just felt like it was one of the best moments of my life. So I thought, well, instead of messing around with 70s cheesy rock, why don't I try something classical? So I bought a keyboard called the Yamaha S50. And it simulates what classical instruments sound like. So you can do string section, pizzicato, tremolo, whatever you want. You can do horns, and it approximates a French horn, so on and so forth. And I have a little multi-track machine at home. I have a converted bedroom into a studio. So then you can multi-track. And then I was able to try my hand at classical and see if I can get a timpani in the right key. And the first two things I tried were absolute bombs. I didn't play for anything. And then just as life goes, I went to sleep and I woke up and I had this tune in my head and I felt like, who did that? You know. So then I just put that down, and that's the sketch pad that I wound up playing for the symphony that led to this.
You know, it's incredible. I always say when we talk about music and you're writing music as a hobby, to me it's like speaking a foreign language. I have absolutely no idea how it comes together. I just think it's absolutely remarkable that, I mean, you say it's cheesy 70s stuff. This was stuff that was published and performed before, so this is legitimate stuff. But the classical music and this Music Box Waltz, the symphony then has to take it and orchestrate it. This is not just someone on the piano playing what you did in your studio.
Yeah, you're right, and that's where the expense comes. I never took music lessons, so I kind of make this stuff up as I go along, and if it sounds right, I kind of mix two sounds together. And I bought this book called The Idiot's Guide to Arranging.
No, you didn't.
I promise you. And it said, you know, if you put flutes together with certain strings in a register, that works well. It's like a recipe. You know, I can't write songs, but I know somebody who can.
There you go, my next book.
So long story short, I'd try these different sounds together, and if it worked out well, it worked out well. When I approached the symphony, they said, we love the song, we'd love to do it. Now, who's your copyist? Where are we going to get 110 sheets of music for each player to play? I said, I don't know, I don't write. You know, they're dots and notes. Well, I have this beautiful friend, Billy Shaw, and he is the lead pastor at Stanley Baptist Church, and he also is a musical genius. He's way out of my league, and he liked the piece. So he said, well, let me orchestrate it. So he actually sat down and did his computer, and he did all the things, and that was the expense that the symphony didn't have. Usually when you have some sort of a grant, that's what they paid the grant to do. But we didn't have any sheet music, and so he provided that.
Well, thanks to him, that's phenomenal. So this Friday, we're all getting dressed up, we're going out, we're going to listen to the symphony perform. What's that going to be like?
I can't describe it. I mean, I can't describe it. I don't want to be too emotional, but, you know, my kids are coming in for this, which is really a big deal for me, and to have the family there, have you there, you know, have Charles Jenkins. David Mills is in the orchestra. He's the tuba player. He loved the piece, gave great encouragement. Alan Kaufman is playing the little keyboard part that starts, and it's called a celeste. He's a dear friend, and to have all this is kind of like, you know, a dream come true. Meg Whalen of the symphony made this all happen. It's a pinch me.
Are you even thinking about what comes next? Maybe do it again?
Well, I got a couple pieces already composed, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? You know, if it comes out, it comes out. And, you know, who's to say when you're the writer if it has any worth or not? But I guess if you please yourself and it sounds good, you know. I just hope you like it.
I can't wait. We're looking forward to it. Absolutely. And you'll learn more this week about this, the rehearsals, meeting Bernadette Peters.
Oh, yeah.
We just wanted to give you a little glimpse of how this all came to be. Congratulations again, my friend.